What's up? What's happening?
Twitch first came into my stream of consciousness
when we did Grafenberg, when we did the podcast of Grafenberg.
Yeah.
But like again, he was just saying we're putting it through Twitch, and I'm like, it's a thing. I don't really know anything about it. Then Lauren started doing it, and obviously it became much more a part of my life when that happened. But wow, I didn't realize just how. I mean, it makes sense. Again, a pandemic where everybody's locked up for a year. Obviously, what are you going to do? You're probably just going to play video games and, turn that into social media.
I mean, that's kind of what we did with podcasting.
Yeah.
It's monetized conversation.
It just happened so quickly with gaming,
Yeah.
Like it went from some people watch, or a lot of people watch some people play video games to everybody watches everybody play video games.
And it took me so long for me to get my head wrapped around it because I always was like, hey, isn't the worst part of video games is when you're stuck at your friend's house watching them play a fucking game?
Yeah.
Like, I hate it. I genuinely hate it. Like,
me too.
When Carl got suspended freshman year, he lent me his Xbox 360 because he was grounded from it. But under the condition that he could come spend the night and play Fallout 3 the whole night. So I had to watch him play Fallout the whole night. And that is the hands down single worst game to just watch somebody play.
Yeah.
Because it's so involved with like small, like nitpicky things, collecting stuff, crafting stuff, doing all this shit.
We watched a lot of friends play a lot of video games at those sleepovers, man. Yeah, we sure did.
And now people do it as like their primary source of entertainment.
They go out of their way for hours and hours and hours a day to just do it.
Yeah.
And it's great, whatever, Make money, be happy, but
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
If that's your jam. See, because the other day, which actually this is a good transition into what we're reviewing. But I found on YouTube, because they've been like advertising it, they've been like putting stuff out that's like new tournament events in Mortal Kombat 11. And then I just go, what does that look like? So I YouTubed it, and dude, it is like a sporting event, dude. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's a whole auditorium filled with people just watching. And then you got the two fighters up on stage sitting next to each other with a TV, and they're expressionless.
Yeah.
And then all the action is going on a big projection behind them. And you got commentators and everything. It's like, oh, he just hit him with a back two. Oh, man, let's get to put him down. That kind of shit. And I'm like, wow, it is a whole industry. And there's probably like Madden tournaments that are like that.
Certainly, yeah. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty for sure, but it's like
Fortnite.
a fucking sporting event,
Esports. Yeah.
It makes sense if you see
It's
somebody
an entire
really,
plot point in Ballers.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's
a
like
huge
The Rock trying to sign some nerd.
Kind of to an extent. More Rob Corddry.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I love me some Robbie Cords.
It's a good show, man. Ballers
I gotta get back into it. It's been a while.
It's only 5 seasons. Yeah, you can rip the
And
Band-Aid off.
you gotta love Denzel's kid, John David, playing Ricky Jarrett,
The protagonist.
Yeah. Why even give it a name?
Yeah. He's the main character. That's all you need to know.
Yes, indeed. But we are back with Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah, this is going to be a much more positive review.
Yeah.
I can already tell you that.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This was the movie we should have gotten in live action, with the extreme cartoonish violence included.
Man, I'll tell you what. I mean, I think Mortal Kombat can be done live action. Obviously, the fighting was really cool, and we've talked about some ideas of how it could work, but it really, I think the story needs to be told. I think the next medium for it to really be translated to an audience is cartoons, right? This cartoon, very similar to what we say about Invincible or Primal or anything like that, it allows so much more from the property that is already an inherently over-the-top, violent.
Yeah, that's their whole
it's the whole thing, and you can only do so much of that within the budget of a live action film. Plus, if you're doing a live action film, you have expectations that the audience needs to reach,
and it can be so easy to come out corny.
Exactly. When it's a cartoon, only the people that really love it are going to watch it. You can do anything. It's just, you need to tell the people you're making, like, hey, this is going to be super R-rated. And they'll be like, okay, cool.
And I mean, it's WB Animation, which they've been doing R-rated.
You can get phenomenal voices.
DC stuff.
You can get Joel McHale to come in and play Johnny Cage.
Which, perfect, right?
Yeah, probably took him 2 weeks. You know, probably he came in, he did it, he had fun, he laughed a bunch, he never had to not wear sweats, and then he was out of there, and it was great.
And I mean, getting into it, that's how it should have been, because Johnny is learning the rules of Mortal Kombat and the world at large in real time in the movie. That's our grounded character. You don't need to make fucking Cole Young, you know, this nobody character with a family. You get Johnny Cage in there, especially if they're going to go down the Johnny Cage route, you know? And the fact that it was the organized tournament rather than just like, you know, all over the place fighting in the 2021 Mortal Kombat, because like that was the thing. They completely abandoned the tournament. You know, Shang Tsung's like, hey, fuck that. Yeah. I'm breaking all the rules.
We're just going to fight.
I'm good with calculation. So this one, it's like I was saying last week, that it is the straight up story of the first game, you know? Yeah. And I thought they executed it perfectly. I mean, you got Scorpion and Sub-Zero's origin, basically. Yeah. You know, and I mean, what a fucked up little opening sequence. Because, I mean, he eviscerates those Lin Kuei ninjas. Like,
Katie came in while I was watching it, and she just goes, what are you watching right now? And I go, Mortal Kombat. She goes, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you see like a dude's head cut in like 3 pieces. Yep. And he's just chopping and mangling these fucking guys. And you're just like, well, that sets the tone. Scorpion is a bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker.
And then he gets hit with the ice, you know, and then his son gets killed, and then he gets killed and sent to the nether realm. Yeah. Boom. Opening sequence.
Yeah.
And
what a tone setter.
Yeah. And it was set contemporary, you know. It's just in a world where these sort of primitive villages of clans, martial art clans, ninja clans exist. Yeah. That's not a hard sell. Yeah, that is not a hard sell. You don't have to start in 1607.
Exactly. You don't have to ground, like we were talking about this yesterday, you know, like grounding is an important element of story for sure, but if you go over the top with the grounding, especially in a story like Mortal Kombat, you risk pulling the audience out of the extreme that it's going to be, you know?
It's got ninjas, sorcerers, gods, and demons, soldiers, you know? Yeah. Demons and soldiers. Like, that is the basis. You don't ground that. It's like I was talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. It's already ridiculous.
Exactly. The grounding,
play into that.
The grounding comes from a good character. Yeah. Like a good, believable character that you want to follow, which this does a really good job of.
And I mean, you don't feel like
versus Scorpion in the live action movie, there's in the beginning and the end.
Yeah, yeah. He's the bookend of the fucking, and he's the selling point of the game.
Scorpion, yeah.
He's been the cover art for the past 3 games. You know, so I mean, he's basically Mortal Kombat's mascot. He's Ed Boon's favorite character. Yeah. So they sidelined the shit out of him. In the Mortal Kombat live action movie,
which
and even in the '95 one, he was pretty bad. Like he fights Johnny Cage once, and instead of having that kunai on the rope, he holds up his hand, and then it opens up, and it comes out, and it's like a serpent, and it's chasing Johnny Cage through the woods. It's rough, dude.
Yeah, it's bad.
So this, just putting it right out there, you're just like, Scorpion's the protagonist, but he also is like the B plot, you know, because Mortal Kombat is the overarching thing, you know. And so, like, I love that Johnny Cage was thinking that it was a role. He's like talking to the people like, where's craft services, you know? And talking super nonchalant, like, yeah, same shit, different day, you know? I shouldn't be taking this job anyway. It's kind of beneath me.
He's out there banging.
Yeah, and so he's learning. And, you know, Kung Lao and Liu Kang already know what's up because they were White Lotus Shaolin monks and talked to Raiden a bunch.
Is Kung Lao in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But in the live action one.
Did I just like fall asleep?
No, he's going to be in the second or third one.
Cool. Because they're definitely making more.
Yeah, because they're following the story arc. So the first game, it's the tournament. Liu Kang beats Goro and Shang Tsung. Well, I like what they did in this, where, you know, oh man, dude. So Goro, I fucking, like, he was so robbed in the live action one compared to this. He sets the tone for Mortal Kombat. Him and Jax are the first fight, and he rips Jax's arms off.
Yeah.
You know?
Big time.
Big time.
He just, you know, Jax is like, I can take this fucking guy. No worries.
Yeah,
no worries at all.
He's a 4-armed half-dragon beast.
This is a tournament that I was not invited to, and all I got to do is beat the former champion of the most extreme tournament on the planet.
Who's won 9 times in a row.
That will decide decide the entire fate of the universe, yeah, I could probably fight him off and get through
the
that
guy
door.
who has won 9 times in a row.
Yep,
That's no problem.
Goro just takes Jax like a teddy bear. He picks him up by the hips and
With his little bottom arms.
Gets a little like a grip under the latissimus dorsi because Jax is a big dude.
He's a big guy. You got to get that good.
He's got the wings. He picks him up by the lat wings and then he grabs his arms. And poor Jax, what can he do other than just stand there and get his arms just ripped out? And we get to see some brutality, fatality level.
The X-ray.
Yes.
The X-ray
yes,
attack.
The X-rays.
And I loved that they played with that, you know. They were able to pull it off in a pretty...
I thought it was well-timed.
It was well-timed. It wasn't
felt
relied on. It
Yeah.
picked the perfect moments to do it.
Here's the thing. Here's how I'll describe how well they did with the X-ray vision. It's in it enough that you're like, okay, this is definitely like based on the Mortal Kombat games for sure. It's not as bad. I do not get the same feeling that I get when I see slow motion in a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
You know,
30 minutes of a 4-hour movie.
Exactly.
Just devoted to fucking straight up slow-mo.
there's a beautiful balance in this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of a tweet I put out a while ago. And I don't tweet really much, but it's gotten the most attention of anything that I've gotten in a while, even though it's like 3 likes, but it's from strangers.
Okay.
And it's my tweet is, based on the editing, there was so much more to the new Mortal Kombat movie than we got. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. # release the McCoy cut. just to fuck with it.
Now I'm into it.
And three random people are like, yeah, I fuck with that tweet.
Hey, you made those 3 people's day. I love it. Yeah. No, I mean, it's the violence is cool. I mean, the fighting's cool, all that good stuff. I really like when they get to Outworld. Very, very cool vibe in Outworld. Centaurs and lizard people.
Yeah, Mataro.
Yeah.
Well, they don't actually go to Outworld in this one. It's just Shang Tsung's Island.
Right. That's right.
And Shang Tsung's Island is in like this in-between realm like place.
Oh, and let's not, of course, to lay out plot, but it's not a complicated plot, so we'll beat through it. Johnny Cage bangs lady, lady not happy. He gets a call, right?
Yeah, he gets a call from his agent.
Yep, about this movie he's got to go do and all that. So got to go to China, got to go make this happen. Sonya Blade is what's she up to? What's she doing?
She's just there scoping out stuff with Jax because they hear Kano's on the island.
Right. Yes. So they go to China, and then you got Liu Kang and Raiden, who obviously are like, well, we got this tournament we got to do. Meanwhile, in NetherRealm, we've got Scorpion.
Yep.
Who is chained up, but not just chained up. No, these chains, they're not shackled to his wrists. They're chained to tiny little scythes that are stuck through his forearms and calves, keeping him in the crucifixed position.
Yeah, he's like the flayed man in Game of Thrones.
That's right. And then this big a creature of the depths, Clancy Brown character.
Yeah, that what were those fucking things called?
Like 3, they're like cyclopses, but they have 3 eyes instead of 1.
Yeah, fuck.
Are they like they're obviously not in the game? Are
They are to a kind of extent.
like in the background or something?
Yeah, and they did a spin-off game that was pretty much kind of like Mortal Kombat's answer to God of War called Shaolin Monks, and it's you and you're playing Liu Kang and Kung Lao going through this adventure, and like you fight a bunch of those things. I can't remember what they're fucking called.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Big green beasts. Big green beastman. I do like NetherRealm. I'd like to explore NetherRealm a little bit more. It seems like a very dark place, a very interesting. He stabs Scorpion through the stomach with a big old blade. And then what does Scorpion do to get out of it? But he notices something with the scythe chain. He notices something about it. Long story short, he gets out. He kills this motherfucker. He gets this guy taken care of.
They're called Oni. That's
Oni.
what they're called. They're like trolls, basically.
Right. And then this Oni mentions also that what's his name? The ruler of NetherRealm.
Quan Chi.
The one that
Shinnok.
Shinnok. He's over in that tower, and as long as he wants me to torture you, I'm gonna happily torture you. And then Scorpion takes care of this guy.
Yep, he gets loose, and then he just starts murdering Oni, left and right, just slaughtering the NetherRealm full. It's just about like the gorilla episode of Primal level, where he's just slaughtering left and right, you know, eviscerating these fucking trolls.
And then he gets to the temple, and
he
guess
finds
who's there?
Quan Chi.
Dude, Quan Chi's involved. When did Quan Chi get involved in the games? 9?
3.
3. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So he's an older character.
Yeah, he's been here since 3, and then 4 he resurrects Shinnok, and then after that is Deadly Alliance, I believe, and him and Shang Tsung team up, and that's just basically the story of that. Then like you pick a character and you just try and fight through, and then they're the final bosses, and then in the next one, the Dragon King Onaga wakes up from a slumber, and the combined might of Raiden, Quan Chi, and Shang Tsung's magic was like nothing against him. And he kills all 3 of them, and so you have to fight Onaga. And he was the original ruler of Outworld before he was imprisoned and Shao Kahn took over.
Onaga?
Yeah, and he's really cool, the Dragon King.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I gotta see this.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta see him. He's pretty sick.
Oh, yep. That's already from a distance. Oh, sure. Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
And we did get a glimpse at a few of those creatures in that scene when Johnny and Sonya are trying to save Jax.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, yeah.
from Kano, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
And,
hallway.
yeah, he opens up that thing. You see a couple bosses. You see Kintaro, who's basically just Goro with a tiger skin.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's his Motaro, and he was the centaur, the big bull centaur thing. Yeah, and he's like basically a Goro for like Mortal Kombat 2, I believe. And so yeah, they have all these references and nods to the games, and I really liked it. And I really liked how natural the fights came up. It didn't feel forced.
Never.
And you don't know if Baraka is dead.
Yeah. Reptile.
Reptile, he's dead, right? Did Johnny kill him?
I think Sonya did.
Oh yeah, Sonya did the garrote and cut his fucking head off.
Because we don't see Johnny finish Baraka, right?
Yeah, because the castle starts collapsing.
That's because I remember
and he jumps out.
I remember being so confused by that because she kills Reptile. I'm like, wait, did I miss Johnny killing Baraka? Like what? So yeah, long story short, Quan Chi basically says, "Yo, if you help me in this tournament,
if you get this
Sub-Zero.
key, if you get Shinnok's amulet, then you can get your revenge on Sub-Zero. Just get in there."
And Scorpion's like, no doubt,
Definitely. Give me my ninja armor.
Yeah, let's do it.
Give me my ninja armor, my teleportation powers, my
long chain blades or long chain pokey things.
Yeah, the kunai.
And so yeah, then Jax gets his arms ripped off. Everybody's at the island. Shang Tzu's like, let's do this thing. And they get going. They get teleported to their fights. Johnny Cage still thinks it's a movie. Fights Baraka. Baraka's going to show you.
And he's just like, wow, look at the special effects. Yeah. He's like, wait, we didn't even run through the choreography.
So great. And only Joel McHale.
I know. It was a great choice.
Yeah, it was amazing. I love Joel McHale.
McHale.
He's an American treasure. And then, so we mentioned Castle falls down. We don't know if Baraka's alive or dead. Then we go to Sonya Blade in the swamp fighting a real cool looking reptile. Basically, what I think is the perfect looking reptile. Yeah. Very reptilian, got a little snout, but personish also. Yeah. Very
humanoid.
For me, I always say the perfect animal-human hybrid is the werewolf in Van Helsing. I think those are the perfect balance of wolf and man, to be badass,
Gotcha. Okay.
The Benicio del Toro classic Wolfman, that's fine. That's iconic. That is what it is. I like getting the most bang from a buck.
Yeah, and Professor Lupin in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was a whiff.
Pretty gross.
They took a swing and they missed.
Pretty gross. Yeah. Werewolves should always look cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got Sonya killing Reptile, and then
chops his head right off.
We got Liu Kang fighting Katana, and then they're like, Katana's like, nah, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I want you to crush my butt later.
Yeah, let's keep this thing going.
Yep.
And you're again like, this is the beauty of the cartoon, and knowing that pretty much only the fan base is going to watch this.
Was Jade in this too?
I don't think
she would have been with Katana because she's Katana's bodyguard.
Because that was the only scene Katana was in.
Okay, and she's not in the first game.
Right.
She is in the Mortal Kombat the reboot game, and her and Liu Kang fight in a similar fashion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And with animation, like you can get away with that. See, like. In a movie, it'd be so weird if Liu Kang fought this Katana character. We didn't know who she was. We didn't know what was going to happen. There's one fight, she walks away, and it's over, and it's not a part of the movie for the rest of it. That would be confusing. But with a animated film that is totally for the fans, you can do that, and you could set up Katana for the next 1, 2, 3 movies, whatever you have left to go. hard to do that in live action. You just have to lay so much groundwork to do something like that. I just don't think it could ever work, you know? Then we've got, I think those, and then Scorpion fights, who's Scorpion fight? He fucks someone up. Isn't it just like, it looks like a Sub-Zero lookalike is what it looks like.
Oh, no, it is Sub-Zero.
He fights Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
In his little, like, before he goes and meets Johnny and Sonya and Lou?
Yeah, isn't this on the bridge?
No. That's the final fight. That's the final fight.
Who does he fucking fight?
Because he's after Sub-Zero. It looks like he's fighting, like, basically Sub-Zero minions, if I'm remembering this correctly. But
yeah, no, they are Lin Kuei. Yeah, they're just different Lin Kuei, and he murders just one.
And what's he
a
doing,
couple of them.
you know?
Yeah, he murders those guys, and then that's when they run into him is after he's slaughtered all those Lin Kuei.
Right. Yeah, and then they're all in the swamp, and they're all chilling. They kind of get to know Scorpion, but they're like,
he's creepy.
Something's off about this fella.
This vibe is it's not my thing.
I like him. He seems very aggressive.
And then they
evil.
make it clear to Johnny Cage, this is real.
This is real.
The stakes are so high.
Yeah. And he
Earthrealm will be absorbed by Outworld.
Yeah. So they get their things together. Scorpion, those three decide to go off on their own. Scorpion does his own thing, but then he gets a disguise.
Yeah, because they're getting tracked by the Black Dragon because Kano's been hired to kill Sonya. And so they're going back to the castle, and there's Kano, and there's Kano.
Yeah.
And not nearly as good as the live action.
Fucking whoops!
I gotta find that sound. Fucking whoops! You remember what scene that was?
It's when they're training. It's either in the it's like around the scene where Liu Kang keeps kicking him. It's in that ballpark.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I'll look into it,
It's
and we will
definitely
get
in
that
that
on
little
the board.
arena. Yeah.
Fucking whoops!
Fucking whoops!
I love it. But yeah, he's much less charming in this one.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he's much more like how
he's the
you were
Kano
talking
that
about.
I don't like.
Exactly,
Yeah.
the Kano you don't like, the annoying one. And here's my take on Kano from my experience in Mortal Kombat 11. He is such a dirty fighter. You can't block a lot of his things because they're like low grapples, and he picks you up and slams you down. You know, headbutt. He spits in your eye and shit like that.
And I might.
Kano's a dirty fighter.
can't
But
handle the
people who play as Scorpion are cucks.
Yeah.
Scorpion, Baraka, and Noob. You're all cucks.
Oh boy,
Dude, I'm not backing down from that platform.
Baraka's that bad, huh?
Dude, okay, well, here's the thing with Baraka is that he can punish the shit out of you. If you fuck up, he will hit you with like enough attacks in a row that he can string together that you'll wipe out like half of your fucking health in that one go. Like you're just like, come on, I can't do a breaker. I can't get out of this. I'm stuck, And then there's the people who spam that knee and then kick and just keep doing that over and over again. Fuck that. Noob Saibot, I've gotten pretty good at blocking, but he's still a cunt too.
Dude, would you make out with Melina?
100%.
Yeah, I would for sure.
Yeah, especially when Megan the Stallion is dressed up like her. Yeah.
Anyway, I know what I'm doing after this podcast. Anyway,
Megan the Stallion Melina.
So they get to the bridge. Kano, being Kano, sends in the Black Dragon.
And then all of a sudden, one of their heads just explodes out the side with a goddamn kunai. And then you're like, wait, where'd that come from?
Yep.
And you look over, and it's another Black Dragon. And it's fucking Scorps.
Of course it's Scorps.
And they start unloading all those weapons, and he teleports out of there. And then comes back, and he just eviscerates all those fools.
That's right.
And Johnny and Sonya and Liu fuck them up pretty good.
They do their part. They're all part of the fight. Kano runs inside like a little bitch.
Yep, little bitch boy.
And then they all kind of separate. And what is it? Johnny Cage's destiny is to go after Sonya when she runs off to chase down Kano. And
and he like kind of pussed out initially. He's like, I'm not about this life, And then
good thing he
it's
went.
destiny.
Yeah, exactly. And then Liu Kang goes to the tower to finish the tournament, and then Scorpion sees Sub-Zero on the bridge.
Yes.
And they go, and he fucks him up.
Well, I love Sub-Zero. He's just like, who are you, man? Like, he's so caught off. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
You seem to really not like me.
Yeah, he's not straight evil like the Bihan in the Mortal Kombat live action movie, I mean, like, the whole twist in this movie is exactly what Sub-Zero was set up as. It's like he's set up as a villain to Scorpion, even though Scorpion's the one from hell, so you'd think that'd be the other way around.
Counterculture.
Yeah, no, and so
tackles
they
him off
fight.
the bridge.
Tackles him off the bridge, lands on a spike, impales both of them. And this is before he gets the amulet. And Quan Chi shows up. He's like, "What the fuck, man? I hired you to do one thing."
Yeah,
and that's when he reveals,
I was Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and he got the Lin Kuei to go and attack the Shirai Ryu and kill his entire family. And it was all this like long con ploy to hire Scorpion to take the amulet. Just go do it yourself, bro.
do it,
you have sorcery.
Quan,
Stupid ass Quan.
Fucking Quan Chi, dude.
Yeah.
Always with the Quan Chi.
Quan Chi, man. And so Bihan Sub-Zero is dead.
Gone.
And that's the thing in this live action one. They do kill Bihan and they do set it up like he's going to come back as Noob Saibot because he's, wearing all black because they tear off his blue. And then it just brings up the question because in the games after that, Mortal Kombat 2 on, it's Kuai Liang, who's his brother, playing, he becomes Sub-Zero. He inherits the mantle. How are you going to do that when Sub-Zero was active 500 years ago, 400 years ago, Like, how are you going to bring a good Sub-Zero back,
Yeah, no, it seems a little too fickle, man.
Yeah.
It seems like a confusing process.
Yeah, and Quan Chi brings back Bihan as Noob Saibot. So,
right.
Yeah, because he's obsessed with any of these people dying, bringing them back as a Revenant and controlling them. He's just like, I'm going to give the Scorpion treatment to all these mortal combatants.
I'm telling you, dude, fucking Quan Chi. Can't trust
Quan
this
Chi.
dude.
You can't trust him. Can't trust him.
Sonya runs into the building. She sees Kano. He's got Jax.
Well, real quick, back to the Scorpion thing.
Yeah.
After he gets his ass handed to him by Quan Chi, he's not dying because he's a Revenant, and he gets the flashback to the first opening scene with is him talking to his son, and there's a scorpion being attacked by ants, and the scorpion, he explains, it survives because of its will, and he begins to pull himself off the spike.
Come on, Spider-Man! You got this, Spider-Man! You got this, Spider-Man!
Come on, Spider-Man! Come on, Spider-Man! Come on, Spider-Man!
Pull yourself off the spike.
Exactly.
That's what that reminded me of.
I did not think that. That's hilarious.
And then Sonya goes in. Kano's got Jax tied to the chair. When I first saw that, I was like, that seems a little redundant, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has no arms.
Yeah, where's he gonna go?
And then I was like, I guess you got to keep him on the chair, but like just tie his legs to the chair then. Like, what's he, like
the worst he can do is lean forward too far and then fall.
Yeah, and there's like fire all over in front of him.
So he's not going to do
chamber,
that.
Yeah, and like he's in a torture chamber, but he's tied to a chair.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Sonya goes in, and as you mentioned, one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing with all of those fucking monsters, and it just that's childhood Jackie D's fucking dream right there.
Oh, and for fans of the MK series, because I can't remember all the characters that were there, but it was just utter fan service, that scene, because I don't know how they would play Motaro into like being the boss figure again.
Right.
It doesn't really play out.
You can just kind of bring him in, you know, do something with him, and intercut. But we'll go one story at a time here, just to round everybody out. She comes in, she's kind of getting her ass kicked because she's fighting like 8 bosses all at once.
Yeah,
and then guess who comes in?
Johnny Cage
comes in, starts fucking him up, and then he and Sonya.
She's like, Johnny Cage can fight, because he's fucking him up.
Yeah, no, he comes in, he makes a big difference, and then she goes in, she whoops up on Kano, they free Jax.
Yep,
it's cool.
Doesn't she overload his eye or something?
Yeah. What does she do? She like either reflects something back into it or something like that. Yeah, she gets him with the eye. Fucking laser eye.
Yeah, I swear to God, if Kano is actually dead in the live action series, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big mistake on their end.
Yeah, big mistake.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
So then we go to the tower. Now we got the good stuff. Not that the other stuff wasn't good.
Liu Kang comes in. He's like, I'm ready to end this thing.
Yeah. I'm Liu Kang.
And so they get Goro out there, and
I have really gross shoulders in the live action one.
Yeah,
his body grosses me out.
Ludi Lin, baby.
I mean, he is an athlete for sure.
Well, and he's a strict vegetarian.
It makes sense.
Vegan, even, I think. Yeah. So.
And, the real Liu Kang eats steak. Anyway.
He puts steak with his rice.
So he comes in, we got Raiden and Sung Tzu and Shang Tzu and Quan Chi. Shang Tsung?
It's like Sung Soon.
Shang Tsung? Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Quan Chi, Raiden, chilling, right? Saying, which of our boys is going to win?
Yeah,
right?
because Raiden's just like, well, I can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
My hands
This
are
is
tied.
frustrating. And then Liu Kang comes in, Goro comes in, and we get a big fight.
And he starts putting the whooping down.
Yeah, he gets beat
You know,
down.
Luke gets a few hits in, and then Goro's like, ha.
Goro gets the big
like
bad
I,
beat down.
Like I mentioned, played by Kevin Michael Richards,
Yes.
which is great. I
He
love it.
only had like one line, and he just
I
had to
know.
grunt otherwise.
It's him and Clancy Brown have just like identical voices. We were talking about them in Invincible. I didn't even know
They're
that
both
Oni
in
was
this.
played by Clancy
Yep.
in this one. That's pretty neat.
Yep.
I love Clancy Brown.
One of the best.
Both of those guys. They
of
both
the
have
best.
those baritone voices. I love Kevin Michael Richards as or Richardson as the principal in American Dad. He's pretty great as that guy.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets to play.
He did a run as the Joker in like a mid-2000s Batman, I remember. That
Oh, was it the
interesting.
Batman? Yeah, it was the
where
Batman.
He's got like dreadlocks and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I liked it. And like Killer Croc's super dope in that show.
Man Bat was really cool.
Yeah. There was one I remember. It was like the ventriloquist, Killer Croc, Joker, and Penguin teamed up, and that was like my favorite episode.
interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, so Goro gives Liu Kang beat down bad.
And he's pulling on his arms just like Jax.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
We get
and
the
then-
X-ray, and it's like his muscles are starting to tear apart.
Oh no!
And then all of a sudden, his head just explodes from the back, and this kunai sticking out, and then you just hear, "Get over here!" And Scorpion rips his skull out of its skin, turns
With the
his face
spine, yeah.
inside out, and I went, "Oh God!"
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I said the
that
exact
was
same thing.
wild.
Yeah, that was
Because I mean, I don't really know what happens to Goro in the games other than they did a comic book series for Mortal Kombat X showing like before Kotal Khan became Khan, the Osh
See,
Tech.
that's the part of Mortal Kombat I want to know more about.
Yeah, the
It's
outworld
rise
politics.
of Kotal Khan. Yeah.
I also want to know more about Edenia and how that operated before Shao Kahn beat them in Mortal Kombat and absorbed their realm. And so there, yeah. And Goro gets his arms, all four of his arms, ripped off by Kotal Khan, and
does.
so he's stuck, being just stumpy. Like he gets the treatment put back onto himself.
Ah, nice.
And
Good. Karma.
yeah, and I think, and then the game kind of changes it up because in the crypt, you're on Shang Tsung's island and you're running around, you know, opening chests and all that stuff. And it's actually really cool to be able to go around the island and see all the landmarks. You can run across the bridge, and then you go into Goro's lair, which is underneath Shang Tsung's castle. And he's just dead and rotting on his throne, you know, like, and Kenshi's down there completely dead. Reptile is a ghost, which that scared the shit out of me when because you find Kenshi's body, you take his blindfold, and then when you put it on, you see into the spirit realm, and you can find hidden chests and doorways and stuff. And I was running around with it on, just like trying to find more hidden chests, and I just see Reptile just standing in the corner, just like doing this like repeat animation. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I Google it, and it's like he's around like 13 different spots that you have to find him. And when you smash him with a hammer, because you get Shao Kahn's hammer first, you smash him and he explodes into like ghost blood, and you get like 250,000 coins or something like that. It's pretty good.
Interesting. Killing Ghost Reptile.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
So I don't know, but that was a shocker to have that. And then it came down to Liu Kang and Scorpion, and it's like, okay, well, I got to fight him. I got to fight him to win, even though he wasn't really there to represent Outworld. But because he was there was Quan Chi. Quan Chi is representing Outworld. It makes sense a little bit. And real quick, right before Shang Tsung goes, fight! And then he teleports behind him and puts the blade to his throat, and he's just like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
Yep.
What the fuck is this bullshit?
He's like, yo, Liu Kang, I yield. Dude.
And they win Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Save Earthrealms.
Yeah, Raiden's like, yeah!
Yep.
I'm no longer bound by rules.
And he sends Shang Tsung packing.
Yeah, he does.
And then because he leaves, the whole island starts to crumble and shake and fall. And all the good guys just, find Raiden and fuck off.
Yep.
And they leave Scorpion to face Quan Chi.
Quan Chi.
And it was really good, and with a great ending. I mean, he just straight rips his entire head and spine out.
Sure does.
Yeah, which will be interesting to see how it plays, because they end this by setting up Mortal Kombat 2, basically. which the plot of that is Shao Kahn is livid that Liu Kang beat Goro. So what he goes, okay, we're going to have my own tournament here on Outworld. So that's where you're going to see more Outworld stuff is in the sequel because they go to Outworld and it's all the same combatants plus Kung Lao, you know. And so they start the tournament out there and then Liu Kang beats Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to invade Earthrealm. You know, fuck this. I'm invading Earthrealm.
This is not working for me.
Yeah.
This guy is really annoying.
Yeah. And I don't remember how the original timeline plays out, but the whole point of the reboot was, you know, Raiden sends that message back in time. He must win. And it wasn't about Liu Kang. It was about Shao Kahn. So Shao Kahn has to win Mortal Kombat or he has to win something so that he can proceed to invade Earthrealm. But since it's under false pretenses, the Elder Gods interfere and kill him. So it was like a trick to stop him that way because ultimately in Armageddon, which is the final of that main timeline, Shao Kahn wins and totally kills everybody. I mean,
wow.
Everybody's dead. I mean, you watch the opening sequence because I just started playing Mortal Kombat 9 again just for the story. Everybody is ripped to shreds. Yeah. Like Sonya's ripped in half. Vulture's picking at her guts. Johnny, I can't remember. I think he had his head ripped off. Liu Kang, well, he was a zombie at that point because at the beginning of the Deadly Alliance, the one with Shang Tsung and Quan Chi teaming up, the opening scene animatic is them ganging up on Liu Kang and Shang Tsung breaks his neck.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the tone that starts off the game. The hero for the past 4 games.
Yeah.
Is just brutally murdered.
Yeah. But
like I was saying, going forward, it'll be interesting to see what they do because Quan Chi was solely responsible for resurrecting Shinnok. You know, because in Mortal Kombat 4, that's when Shinnok shows up and Quan Chi is totally his lackey. I mean, brings him back with the amulet and everything. So now that he's dead, I want to know how that's going to play out, you know? Because the other thing, too, is at the end of it, halfway through Mortal Kombat 9, Sindel kills, like, everybody, you know? And so with that, he takes the opportunity and, Raiden accidentally kills Liu Kang, and everybody, Shao Kahn breaks Kung Lao's neck. And so he's just like, I'm going to make a revenant of you and you and you and you and you and you and you. And in Mortal Kombat 10, Scorpion, he's on the side of good, but he's just so hell-bent on Quan Chi because it's revealed in Mortal Kombat 9 that that's what happened. He was Sub-Zero and influenced the Lin Kuei to kill the Shirai Ryu.
Oh, my.
And same
they
thing.
Did that quick.
Yeah. And the... he fights Sub-Zero and it's the same sort of confusion. Like, I don't even know who you are. And he takes him down to the Nether Realm. But before that, Raiden begs him not to kill him because he gets a vision of Noob Saibot. And so he's just like, okay, I'll beat him, but I won't kill him. And he gets down to the Nether Realm and beats him. And he's like, I'm not going to do it. And Quan Chi's like, do it. And then shows him this whole animation of Sub-Zero killing his family. He's like, hey, that's not me. And then he pulls off his mask and burns him with his flaming skull.
Nice.
Kills him that way.
That's right.
And then Kuai Liang gets involved and becomes the new Sub-Zero. And he's more of a good guy, you know. And then Bihan gets resurrected as Noob. And, so Mortal Kombat 10, Scorpion's like, I'm hell-bent on killing Quan Chi. And Quan Chi gets captured by the Special Forces and they give him over to Scorpion to kill. And Scorpion right in slow motion, right when he's bringing down the katana, and it's like slicing through Quan Chi's neck. Quan Chi speaks whatever the spell was to resurrect Shinnok. So it's just like, God damn it.
Of course.
Just 1 second.
Son of a bitch.
We would have been safe from this underworld elder god, you know? Like, fuck that.
Great. Now we got to deal with this guy. Yeah.
You know, and then... that one, it does that whole time jump, and it's Cassie and Jackie, Kung Jin, and Takeda, pretty much the primary characters. Which I was kind of bummed that Kung Jin and Takeda didn't show up in Mortal Kombat 11, but I wasn't very good with Kung Jin.
Kung Jin's the one with the stick
bow
and
and arrow, yeah.
Oh, man, I Rafiki stick the shit out of people with that, dude.
I believe you.
I just... win. I'm done. I don't even use the fucking bow, dude. I just bah, 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 bah. You know what I mean?
Well, I never used the bow for Rambo.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I'm not a ranged guy that way, but
No,
that's
I just don't know how to do it. That's mostly me. Yeah. I'm still heavy button mashing. Yeah.
It's just a way towards one square,
right.
in other words, but you just can't do
Bah,
that.
bah, 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 bah. That's me, man.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm like Rafiki,
Speaking
Bonk, and
speaking
Simba.
to the games,
Yeah.
I have been practicing with Liu Kang, and I've gotten pretty good.
Yeah.
But I've come to this new, like, I learned this, and it's a part of the strategy. What you want to do is bounce somebody up into the air and then just unload combos and juggle them in the air to keep them up, and they just keep doing that. And then I learned that there is this thing called special move cancel. So you could start a combo and then switch to a special move, and it'll just do that.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
it's
cool.
like you press like square triangle and then you do a special move and you do that, dude. You wreck people.
Yeah.
You know, I just throw out 2 punches with Liu Kang, and then he gets out his nunchuck and just starts
That's great.
fucking crush it.
Liu Kang.
Liu Kang and Jade. But Jade, I think I could probably compete with.
Yeah.
I'm really good with Jade. Really good with Jade.
Nice. Nice.
But no, the whole story of this first game, and then at the very end, Shang Tsung goes down to Shao Kahn to explain his defeat, and that's when Shao Kahn makes it clear that he's bringing it to Outworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a sequel, and I am excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
I can't believe that this thing came out only last year. I thought it would have been a few years old at this
It's a
point.
nice hour 15 too.
Yeah.
It's not a hard watch
I
by
know,
any
yeah.
means. Yeah.
It's not a forced 2 hours.
Nope. Not
You
even a
know?
little bit. Yeah.
So I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I would
and-
say every moment of this movie was enjoyable. I mean, again, I'm a loose reviewer, but 10 out of 10. You know,
yeah, I'm gonna go for it.
I don't think there was a thing about this that I didn't like.
I know. And for me, I was just like, I know this isn't the movie we're going to get, but I hope it is. And it clearly was not.
No. But
Yeah, I mean, Reiko and Natara aren't even in it until like the 3rd or 4th game. I think the 4th game or Deception. Can't remember.
yeah.
And then, dude, wouldn't it be crazy if they decided to do a Mortal Kombat versus DC crossover animated movie? They're doing
That'd be cool.
They're doing an animated movie for Injustice.
Are they?
Yeah,
Cool.
which
Good,
I
good,
think would
good.
be fucking cool to do, because for me, there's something about the way that they've figured out how to tell these stories. It started with that crossover game. That was the first time they had a story mode where you're playing through. It gives you cutscenes, and then you're a character for like 3 or 4 fights, and then you just hand it off from character to character.
Yeah, I
character.
really like how they do that.
Yeah, and the flow of the story is excellent. You know, I mean, some of the fights seem kind of forced, where it's like another person steps up, and you're just like, "Well, where'd you come from?"
Right, exactly.
You know, but it's really
So
well
that the
done.
game could happen.
Yeah, so that the game could happen. And but if you go and you try and watch all of the cutscenes on YouTube, there is something lost because they'll skip the fights, you know,
Sure,
because
yeah.
it's not the cinematic. And there's something lost because it's like, all right, let's go. And then it's like, you weren't shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I just say, they need to make an entire movie out of video game cinematics. I think I was watching a thing.
Beowulf.
Yeah, but like make it like the game. You know what I mean? Like I was watching a thing about Bad Batch, whatever. It had clips of Force Unleashed in it, and that's an older game. You know, not like old, but like
2008, bud.
2008. You watch the cinematics on that, and then you like see like other Star Wars things and like the animation. I'm like, it doesn't look really any different.
No.
And like the things you can get, you could have Darth Vader in the whole thing, and you don't have to get James Earl Jones to do it. You
Right.
know, you can, and it looks really good if you just commit to that. So yeah, to that point, yeah.
I mean, it would be more expensive, but I think also if we got how the Unreal Engine that they're on with Mortal Kombat 11, which I think is the perfected look of every character, Johnny's face looks different, but not as like, it kind of looks like clay at Mortal Kombat 10. And the tone, like lighting in Mortal Kombat 10 was way darker, way more shadows and contrast. And 11 is a lot brighter. You know, they actually got it right with the races of these characters, because I mean, fuck, everybody was white in Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah.
You know, even like, well, except for Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
What about Jax?
Well, yeah, he's very white. He's very white. No, but yeah, Jax, I feel like, because in Mortal Kombat 2 was when he was introduced, he didn't have robot arms, and people were just like, well, this is just the token black character.
Big robot arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big robot arms. And he gets him in the third one for, I don't know what reason. I think just as an upgrade.
Beep boop boop bop.
The beep boop boop bop. And then he gets his arms ripped off by Ermac in the game, Mortal Kombat 9, and then by Goro in the movie.
Oh my God, Jax, you got to stop getting your arms ripped off, man.
These are your arms. They're precious devices.
You're starting to get typecasted as the guy with no arms. Okay, this is a real problem. You don't want to be this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It doesn't. The big robot arms are cool, but like it takes too long to get to them. Yeah.
And I wasn't a huge fan. I mean, I did like his performance better than I thought it would be, but I mean, I would have preferred a different actor to play him. Somebody with a little bit more charisma.
That being said, that dude's arms, like normal arms, are holy.
Huge.
Like he's got a jacked upper body, sure, but like his arms are so much bigger. I don't know if they like maybe did a little CGI touching, or if they just said like, you know, get in shape, but make your arms huge. Why? We're going to rip them off.
Yeah. We're going to blow him off.
Yeah.
With ice.
Spend 3 months training your biceps as much as you can.
He came off to me as Kroger brand Courtney B. Vance.
Yeah, he came off to me as a bitch. Not the actor, the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't. I get what they were doing with it, and we talked about it last week, but.
Well, they turned him into a punk.
Exactly. You turned him into like a baby, you know? Like,
And Melina's backstory was completely lost because
Totally
the whole
gone.
point of that arc in the game is that Shao Kahn invaded Edenia, which Sindel ruled with another guy named like not Jarek. It's something else. I can't remember, but Shao Kahn kills him and then takes Sindel as his wife and Katana as his daughter, basically. And Katana doesn't know that Shao Kahn isn't her father. And so he's just like, fuck Katana the whole time. And then it gets to a point where he's just like, I'm so done with Katana. I'm going to get some Tarkatans, you know, Baraka's species, and just blend them. Because I think that Shao Kahn is a Tarkatan himself.
oh, really?
Or half Tarkatan, half dragon, I think, maybe.
So he's buddies with Baraka.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah. And that's why Baraka is always his lackey. And that's why Melina looks like Baraka.
Sure, yeah.
You know,
it's
and
all
so she's a
making
clone
sense.
combination of Baraka and Katana. You know, in the movie, they're just like, she's there.
Yeah, she has ripped up lips.
Yeah. She's just there.
Which is cool, but she's just
And she gets killed by Sonya Blade.
sure does.
Yep.
Yep.
And I loved how they did it because that's how it goes in the game is Shao Kahn dies. She takes his throne because she's technically his heir, but people don't believe that. Kotal wants to be king and more people are on his side.
Right.
So it's a power struggle because he takes the throne and Melina's sort of like this rogue coup, basically. She's like the flag smashers, basically.
Yeah.
And they capture her, and then Devora just vomits a bunch of bugs into her face, and they just eat her alive, and that's it.
That's the end of Melina.
Yep. And she's not even in the story for Mortal Kombat 11.
Never coming back.
People were like harassing Ed Boon.
Hashtag toxic fandom.
The more they
I love
harassed,
Melina, but-
I know.
yeah.
The more they harassed Ed Boon, the more he laid into it. Like he knows how to troll with the best of them. I love Ed Boon. His Twitter is one of my favorite things to follow.
Yeah.
Him and Kwakas every hour.
Okay.
There's a page that just posts
Kwakas.
that picks just a bunch of Kwakas, and they post a picture every hour.
Yep.
And Kwakas are the most cheerful little animals.
Thank you, Connor Bessie, for teaching us about Kawakas.
Kwakas.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
It was just, I don't know if we asked him what his favorite animal was or if he just brought it up, but he goes, oh, no, yeah, I like Kawakas. And we're like, what the fuck is a Kawaka? And he's like, it's like a little like rodent thing. And I'm like,
They're New
that's not
Zealand
real.
exclusives.
Yeah, that's not real, dude. Connor, stop making up words. Stop saying Kawaka. I like the word, but it doesn't make sense. And then we Googled it, and Kawakas exist.
Yeah, the name sounds a lot more harsh than the little bear creatures they are.
That's right.
They're like bear rodents, teddy
Yeah.
rodents.
They have a bear, and a very cute hamster.
Yeah.
Had a baby.
Yeah. And they're like about the size of a little cat.
Yeah.
You know, I love them. And they're chilling with kiwis on New Zealand.
Kawakas.
Guacas every hour.
Every hour.
But yeah, so it's going to be cool to see what they do with these movies going forward. And I do like that idea. If they took the engine that they have now with these perfected character designs in Mortal Kombat 11 and just plug that into a movie and make it out of that.
Like,
dude.
you don't have to make the game, you know, like you don't have to do all the work for the combat and all that. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to animate it. You know what I mean?
Because that is the frustrating thing about the story, is that you have to play as almost every character and you're not good with every character. No. Like, it takes you a while to get through. Like, I remember just being so frustrated with Mortal Kombat 9 because that was the first one I ever played. And I was playing it in Wes's basement on little teeny tiny TV. And I'm like fighting Shao Kahn. I'm like, God damn it, he is so hard. He is so hard in this game. Impossibly hard. And then he's not even playable. You can't even play him as a character because he's the final boss. But you can play as Shinnok in Mortal Kombat 10, which... His whole thing, he gets defeated by Cassie Cage, who's a fucking rookie, which is just like unbelievable. Yeah, he gets beaten by Johnny Cage and they imprison him, and then Quan Chi lets him back out again. And then Cassie just kicks his ass right back into it, and somebody chops his head off. Raiden does, and he goes to the Nether Realm, and that's where Liu Kang and Katana sit ruling because Quan Chi's gone. He throws him. Shinnok's head, and he's just like, hey, fuck you guys. If you even dare to invade Earthrealm, we will come for you, and we will come hard. Come hard. And then Raiden's corrupted by Shinnok's amulet in Mortal Kombat 11, so he's not a great character. But Kronika, who's Shinnok's mother, and she is like above gods. I can't remember what she's called. No, she's a Titan. That's what she is.
Sure.
Titan. And she's pissed about Raiden sending that message back in time and fucking with her perfect timeline. And so she comes back, wipes evil Raiden from existence, and then mashes the past and the present. So, like, old Sonya Blade, spoiler alert, dies in the very beginning. Yeah. But young Sonya Blade and young Johnny, all these people get mixed together. It's very fun. And it is kind of funny because there's this one part where... Kano invades the Special Forces base with other Kano, young Kano. They just make the best friends ready to betray each other. It's like, that's you, dude.
Maybe I hate Kano because I am Kano.
He's super duplicitous and such a dirty fighter.
Fucking whoops.
And yeah, but somebody shoots a gun and old Johnny has to dive and save young Johnny, but he gets grazed across the face and he gets a scar on the older one too. And he's just like, they killed our face, Johnny, our face, because he's still in full actor mode.
Right, of course.
It's so great. And the storytelling in Mortal Kombat 11 is unreal. And then Aftermath, what it sets up for the future, bud, it's going to be real interesting what we're going to get in 4 years, or I guess 2 years now because it came out in 19.
Nice.
We should be getting Injustice 3 this year.
That'll be super dope, dude.
I'm excited.
The Winter Olympics of
we were talking the NetherRealm Studios. They get the Summer Olympics with MK and the Winter Olympics with Injustice.
Injustice, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
I love Ed Boon's bio. I think I said it before. He's like, I make video games about superheroes and ninjas. Like, that's the dream, man.
It's a good man.
Yeah. So, because I wanted to explore the lore more, because in the older games, all the lore was locked up behind the character, like bios and stuff, and you only got a paragraph. Yeah. So you kind of had to extrapolate and fill in the blanks a lot. Having it laid out in just the straight up format like this, perfect, because it was really cool how Mortal Kombat 9, you actually got to play through the story and be like, well, I'm playing Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, and 3, but not really, though, because the timeline's all fucked, you know? So I think this is the way to do it, and they could even go ahead and just do the reboot where it's like send it back in time and fuck things up.
Yeah.
And because by the end of Mortal Kombat 11, Raiden is no longer a god. And
oh, wow.
You get to pick the ending. Who wins, Shang Tsung or Liu Kang? And it lets you go back and play it.
Oh, thank God.
It lets you go back and play that chapter, that one fight. Yeah. Because they do that thing like they do in Injustice where you have to pick each character. But if you go back, you can play as the other character. That's good. So that's nice.
That's the right way to do it.
That's the right way to do it. Thing I will say I hate about Mortal Kombat 9, you can't tag your moves so they're on the screen. So it's like you got to take a picture and then have the screen open and unlocked so you can keep referencing it for your combos. But Kratos is in Mortal Kombat
Ooh,
9.
yeah, that's right.
Him and Freddy Krueger were the first 2 guest characters. Yeah.
Kratos, he should be in that game.
Yeah. And
Kratos!
It's really funny how they like map his skill set, his move set, because it is pretty much like the game. And then his X-ray is with the Sword of Olympus, I believe. Mm-hmm. One of his fatalities is with the Gorgon head. And you get to use all of his weapons. You can get the Blade of Olympus, I think the Kestises, nice. And maybe
Hooks of Hades.
I think maybe
The electric blades.
I'm not entirely sure about
Big
those.
hammer. This pointy spear.
I think so.
Yeah.
I got to go back and play it.
Sure.
I'll show you right after
Now we
this.
know.
I'll just show you right after this.
All right.
But man, I'm excited. Like
too.
you're right, like you said, it belongs as an animated medium because it is so not grounded.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So
yeah, it's either got to be animated or it's got to be unconventional.
Yes.
I think that's the key. I'll still watch the live action ones because they're fun. But
oh yeah, I'm planning to watch this new live action one a lot. It's just a good movie to turn your brain off to, like Kong versus Godzilla. You're just like boop,
bada bang, bada boom.
fights.
Fight.
Yep,
Love it.
fight, fatality. But yeah, I think that's it for us for Mortal Kombat Legends: Scorpion's Revenge, which. I mean, as a title, I mean, it's about a disaster as X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Too much, yeah.
It's too much.
Too much. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, just say Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. You don't have to be Mortal Kombat Legends.
Right.
Or X-Men Origins.
Yeah, but they did it.
They did it.
But they did it.
And, I mean, at least we got a great product out of it.
That's right. That's right, my man.
All right. So let's take it. Let's take it out.
Yeah.
Since I forgot to start it with music.
Oh,
That's because we just got rolling.
We just rolled. Wow. We've done technically 3 podcasts. Today,
Yes,
so.
technically, yeah. So yeah, like, rate, review. Check out DMT Studios on YouTube.com. Head on over to bestwordscantina.com where there's merchandise and more. Check out DMT Don't Miss This Podcast where we just did an interview with Locomotive, Ian Solo, and Vic. I can't remember his stage name, but that's on me for being a bad interviewer. But it's a very good interview. It's a very good time. And check out their music. They're a part of Best Worst Cantina with us. And it's a great episode. So otherwise, check us on our socials, same_DMT, Silverback Sasquatch 1162. Email us dmtpcast@gmail.com. That's also our Instagram handle. Otherwise, take it sleazy. Mayor McCheesy.
Hi, guys.
You made it through both. I did. Like 3 hours of podcasting.